Mary?
Welcome to the Darshan Center for Spiritual Evolution. We're so glad to have you here with us in Satsanga tonight. We're glad to have all of you join us for Val's beautiful, beautiful service that she's prepared for us. We're glad to have everybody online joining us as well. Namaste and welcome.
I have to dispose of a dead body. Ram become Yajama Hayes, come push the Inga! Yes, and Barbara and Gail and everyone is coming.
My God, we need more chairs.
Excellent, let me get the chairs. I heard everybody. All right, so we need, there's a seat there, please, if someone could sit next to somebody on the couch. Sure, we have chairs, do we? We have back jacks. Is there anybody that can sit on the floor? Good, okay, great. So let's do that.
There's chairs here too.
That's why I'm not getting up and having people.
Okay, we're gonna put these chairs back. Oh, great, let's sit. Anybody can sit on the floor. That would be great. Oh, Mike, you're gonna sit on back there? Where? Oh, yeah, bring your tree.
Hey, good to see you. I get up, I'm gonna leave my chair.
Okay, you don't want one? Here it is in case. All right, so everybody can see that we're full house. Full house. Awesome. All right, we thank you for being here and welcome, welcome, welcome. And on behalf of Seminary, Sacred Journey into Faith Seminary, this is Val Jennings, Minister in Training's very last, final practicum requirement for her second sacred celebration of spirit, which is amazing. Right, and so Val, we're going to do the call to worship.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so was there something you were doing with it?
No, you're
I
doing
am.
the call to worship with the song.
Okay, please take your seat.
She's going to take the song for the call to worship.
Just all you need to do is sit down.
I'm singing.
Okay.
See?
So this is a beautiful call to worship that we've done before. It's Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, which means basically, thank you God for being you and manifesting in so many different forms and ways. And I recognize the divine in you. I recognize the divine in myself. Because if I can't recognize the divine in myself, no way am I going to be able to recognize the divine in you. But that's really what this is about. And so we bow to each other when you hear this part of the chant. 'Cause the one I love lives inside of you. I lean as close to you as I can. 'Cause the one I love lives inside of you. I lean as close to you as I can. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. One more time. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 'Cause the one I love lives inside of you. I lean as close to you as I can. Let's do it. Because the one I love lives inside of you. I lean as close to you as I can. Lives inside of you. I lean as close to you as I lives inside of you. I lean as close to you as I can. Namo Bhagavate, Namo Bhagavate, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
And we've asked some friends to read for us. Card 1.
Our call to worship reminds us why we are here tonight, to celebrate, explore, and develop an interfaith experience and join together in sacred celebration of spirit. We welcome you to the Darshan Center for Spiritual Evolution, where our vision is attuned to a higher awareness of oneness. This house of worship is an interfaith and interfaith sacred space for all people to heal, grow, learn, and develop a spiritual consciousness that celebrates the manifestation of the divine in all things.
Card 2.
This spiritual community is one of interfaith exploration and embraces all faiths that are affirming and positive, adhering to the highest spiritual goal of be good and do good. The major tenet of this spiritual community is that there is one infinite, all-powerful, all-knowing, ever-present divine source that moves in and around all that is seen and unseen.
Card 3.
We affirm that the divine source is called by many names and is beyond name and form, and recognize that while there are many paths that lead to enlightenment, each person is on their personal journey towards the awareness and understanding of the divine.
And 4.
We believe that we are spiritual beings having a human experience and that we are spiritually evolving in this lifetime. We declare that enlightenment is possible in the here and now, and that is, enlightenment can offer us joy everlasting. We know that living in the present moment and recognizing the true I am, which is our divine nature, is where enlightenment lies.
And we hope you experience Darshan, which is a Sanskrit term for visit with the divine, as a result of this sacred celebration that was designed for you tonight. We are the guardians of the Darshan Center, and we are so pleased to have you here in Satsanga with us. Please join us now as we celebrate with song.
This is, Hey, Joy is here.
Joy is in the house.
Awesome. Everything is complete now. This is by Vienna Tang. And if you like this song, you should totally look it up on YouTube. It's called Level Up. And it's what we're all doing here, by the way. So come out. You've been waiting long enough. You're all done with all the talk, but nothing on the table. It's time to come on out. There'll be no sign from above. You'll only hear the knock, knock, knock of your own heart and window. If you're afraid, come out. If you're awake, come out. Come out and level up. Begin again. Dynamite the dam on the flow. Your body feels the talk, talk, talk of time as it hammers. Lord, we are all cinders from a fire burning long ago. But here it is, the knock, knock, knock of your own heart that matters. If you're afraid, come forth. If you're alone, come forth now. Everybody here has loved and lost. So level up and love again. Call it any name you need. Call it your 2.0, your rebirth, whatever. So long as you feel it all, so long as your doors are wide. Call it your day number one and the rest of forever. But if you're afraid, give more. If you're alive, give more now. Everybody here has seams and scars. So what? Level up. If you're afraid, give more. If you're alive, give more now. Everybody here has seams and scars. So what? Level up.
Dear God, that's exactly what we need to do, is to level up with you. Bring our walk with you closer. Hang on to you, because you are the source of everything that we need in any given moment. We may not be aware of God's presence, but He is always, always there. It's just a matter of recognizing the presence. And that's what we're doing here as a community, as a Sangha, is leveling up, believing and understanding that God's got our back, our front, our side, our top, our bottom, all directions. And it's in the name of God that we offer up tonight's service.
I was waiting for the amen.
Amen. Ashe. Aho. Aho. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
So it is.
So it is.
Om Shanti Shanti. Deduct the point.
In the journey of life, holding on often feels like the safest path. We cling to memories, possessions, and relationships, believing that our grip will grant us stability and peace. Yet in the tight grasp, we may find ourselves weighed down by the very things we seek to preserve. Letting go is not about losing or giving up. It's about freeing ourselves from the burdens
When you get old, this is what happens.
This is what happens.
Very sorry.
Thank you so much.
Level up.
Letting go is not about losing
Wear
or giving up.
glasses.
It's about feeling ourselves from and freeing ourselves from the burdens that hinder our growth and joy. It's an act of faith, a surrender of the flow of life. By releasing our tight hold, we create space for new experiences and insights to enter. Consider the trees in autumn shedding their leaves. They do not mourn the loss, but rather prepare for the renewal that follows. Similarly, in our lives, letting go can be a profound act of trust in the natural rhythms of existence. It is an acknowledgement that change is inevitable and that embracing it can lead to unexpected beauty and strength. To let go is to embrace the present moment fully, without being ensnared by the past or anxious about the future. It's the practice of mindfulness, of being here, now, with all that we are. In this presence, we discover a deeper connection to ourselves and to the divine, finding what we truly need has been within us all along. Letting go is not the loss, but a liberation. It is a gentle release that allows us to soar to new heights, unencumbered by the weight of yesterday. In this release, we find not emptiness, but the fullness of being, and a profound sense of peace that transcends the transient struggles of life.
There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places have their moments. With lovers and friends, I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. My life, I've loved them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares to you. These memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Oh, I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. But in my life, I love you more. Here's your microphone. Light, here's your microphone, the black one, somebody. Microphone, where did it go?
There's one down here.
Oh, very good.
You want this one?
Oh, that was yours. It's for you. All right.
Are these little, what I can put?
Yes. And if you need light, yeah. God said, let there be light.
Love you more. And there is joy in the house tonight. And it's not just in the form of this beautiful lady. It's in our hearts. In our presence. Sometimes life can be a nice easy hike, right? And we agree with that. clear roads, the exit ramps are identified easily, signage is good, no idiot drivers. When along comes the inevitable, along comes the microphone, along comes the inevitable traffic jam or accident. Something you didn't plan for or gear up for, something you have no idea that it was going to arrive. So what sort of issues do we encounter on this highway? What about wanting to leave a job and you don't think you can afford to? What about a relationship that you're in that's fading? Or maybe the house that you live in, a neighborhood, you're not feeling so safe. Maybe a friend has let you down. A beloved spiritual center is closing. I'll make it through. All of these issues are hard to contend with because we place so much significance on them, right? It's very, very important. But the attachment to these issues is the sort of thing that will hold us back. And tonight, what we are focusing on is letting go. That letting go is the only thing I have to hang on to. I would like to say that I was inspired. Well, I was inspired by a book. Letting go is all we have to hang on to. Right? It was a book that was provided to me. And it's filled, Reggie, with jokes.
And there's one.
There's the first.
The second joke is, there must be more to life than always wondering what else there is out there. Huh? So it's that kind of, kind of thing. But anyways, this is where the inspiration came from. That got me on this journey. All right, let's give up the fantasy of the nice, easy life in the highway, okay? We don't want to let go, even if it is for our highest good, okay? I want that ice cream. I want that chocolate. But let's take a look. It may be that letting go, the act of letting go, will provide miraculous results for you. Let's take a look back. Adam and Eve. So they had it made in the shade, right? Or maybe they didn't. Had they stayed in the heavenly existence of this garden, they would not have had an opportunity to experience sadness, despair, sorrow. How can we know love without hate? How can we know peace without war? How can we know despair without joy, or joy without despair? So my thought is that Adam and Eve chose their path. Well, I'm stepping on some toes here. I don't care. It's my show. They chose their path. They turned their eyes away from God, and when they realized their mistake, what did they do? They went and they hid themselves. Well, this is not as unusual an action. When you think of a small child or a pet that has been up to mischief and they've been found out, what's the first? Chicky.
Chickies.
What does Chicky do? Hiding. Yeah? And little kids, same thing too. Oh, no. Right? So they do the same thing too. They go and they hide. So it's my belief that Adam and Eve, when they were quote unquote found out, when they discovered themselves what they had done, that it wasn't very comfortable staying in the garden. And as was mentioned in the song earlier, let's remember we are never without God's presence. We are just unaware of God's presence. In the Hindu tradition, Siddhartha, of his own free will, left the palace of his father, Eden, okay, and traveled outside to see what was beyond the walls. And what he saw troubled him, confused him, saddened him. So he decided to sit in meditation, to be able to think about what he had seen and wait for some sort of insight. As the story is told, during his time of meditation, he was tempted on all different sides. Boy, that sounds like somebody else in Gethsemane, right? Traveled, tempted on many sides. Well, after that, indeed, Siddhartha and Christ both left these places to go back out into the world to fulfill their mission, their purpose. For Adam and Eve, Christ and Buddha, they had to let go of the Garden of Eden in order to grow. It was the act of letting go that brought them closer into relationship with God. How about Noah? So this poor guy was asked by God, trust me on this one, God said, but pack it all up, put it in a boat, and let's go sailing. And Noah's like, okay, all right. Fortunately, he didn't have to bring the in-laws. I didn't say that. Did I say that? I wasn't here. Okay. But indeed, God wanted Noah to let go of what was comfortable, what was knowable. I'm sure he had some gardens that were probably quite lovely. Until such time that indeed Noah was led to some fertile ground where he resettled and reestablished himself. So like Noah, I found myself leaving New Hampshire to Florida without a single family member, a relative, a friend, a neighbor, as a safety net. The move needed to be accomplished so that I could discover that what I was leaving behind was not going to fulfill my life. I had the hope that I would find something here that would. It was all I could hang on to, was that hope, that this was going to be the new land. New Hampshire is notably conservative, and unlike Fort Lauderdale, Miami, the greater South Florida area, it's much different. And I knew that I would never find there what I have found here, the abundance of opportunities. I mean, look at this, right? These are opportunities. You are all opportunities to help my growth, my spiritual growth. But wait, there's more. Moses and the Israelites, despite being in captivity, it's interesting to note that the Israelites prospered. They prospered in population. They prospered financially. And they prospered in probably the most significant area, and that was in favor with Pharaoh. How did that happen? Well, that happened because of Moses. Moses was the go-between God, the Israelites, and the Pharaoh. And because of his relationship with this, he was able to facilitate the Israelites being released. I mean, God said, get out of Dodge. And indeed, they did. Moving to Fort Lauderdale, lock, stock, and barrel without a single net to fall back in, is not a journey that I would recommend. It's not easy. But it might be just the thing that's needed in your life. Okay. We have Moses. We talked about Moses. I gotta flip Moses over. I didn't realize truly that this would be my land of milk and honey until I got down here. And a few years later, one thing led to another, and it led me to eventually the front door of Darshan. So yes, this is my land of milk and honey. Let's talk about Christ. The Gospels are filled with examples. And I'm going to list each one. No, I'm not going to list each one. Just a couple that I'll refer to. Okay. At the invitation of Christ, we see Peter walking across the water that's stormy to meet Christ partway. Now, it was successful. During the whole time, that he kept his eyes on him. It's not unlike us, but the more that we look down and go, oh my gosh, will you look at that water? He started to sink. And again, not unlike us. There's no atheists in the foxholes, right, they say? When we start to sink, when Peter started to sink, he called out, Jesus, help me. And he did. And he was successful to make it across the waters. How many times have we felt in our lives that we were sinking? And desperately, we call out, dear God, help me, please. And we get rescued. Right? And then retrospect is always 20/20 hindsight, where you look and say, whew, I got pulled out of a deep one on that one. Let's remember that. Another example is the man who was paralyzed for 38 years and was laying on a mat by the pool. So Christ came along, bent down and said, look me in the eye, follow my directions, they're easy, look me in the eye, pick up your mat and go. And he said, sure, and he did, and he left. But can you imagine if he had, like Peter, looked down at the water, or thought for a minute and said, what? Get up and go? Like, go where? Like, get up. What do you mean get up? That's not about to happen. But because he kept his eyes on Christ, that's exactly what he did. Symbolically, we need to rise up from our paralysis. We need to rise up from our paralysis, and I'm going to pause here and let you think about what that paralysis might be in your life that you need to keep your eyes on God. Get up from that paralysis and move along. Salute. We need to rise up from what is comfortable, what's hard to let go, and walk away. Because it didn't serve me, letting go of a dogmatic, formalized religion and creating a religion of my own fits me better for one purpose only. To better serve you. To better serve you. Make no mistakes that the roots of my Catholic religion, of my youth, provided a solid vision of what my God should be. Loving us, asking us to love one another as he loves us. But the more I let go of my tired old habits, my tired old ways, the old practices and rituals, the more I have to cling to. The one belief that the one I love lives inside of you, Lord. Lives inside of you, Tom. Each of you. That the one I love, I don't know about you, lives inside. I can do that with her.
Plant.
Lives in light of you. I could have said you. But the one belief that the one I love lives inside of you. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Darshan.
Oh.
Do you want tissues now? It's time to let go so that we can hang on to you fill in the blank. I'll wait a moment. You'll know. Is it our time in the desert? Is it our time to sit under the Bodhi tree like Buddha? Is it our time in Gethsemane? our time to walk on stormy waters? Is it our time to devote ourselves to serious spiritual study, to complement what we have learned here? Is this our time for service? Service. A few weeks ago, I was in Miami at Luna Star Cafe. I went to see a fellow play the blues guitar, he and his band. They were magnificent. And during the breaks, or not even the breaks, his wife would come up and join him to read from a book that he had written. And she's a doctor of philosophy. He's a doctor of something. Huh, Tom? Tom and I were there. So she would get up and she would read, and then she would get back down. And then she would continue doing what she'd done before she got up on the stage, this doctor of philosophy. Bussing tables. She was bussing tables, bringing out food and clearing tables. This doctor of philosophy in an itsy-bitsy tiny restaurant. That made my night. That was my vision of service. That was the ultimate in service. Didn't matter where she came from. It's what she needed to be doing at that moment, and she did it. How important is a community to you? During my 40 years here in Florida, I've been blessed that 20 of those 40 years, I have had a yoga community that I can touch bases with for spiritual connection, because it really is a very spiritual affair. It's not just who can do the best down dog. I've also have been blessed of recent. Is it a couple of years now? Where are you? Is it a couple of years? Is it going on a couple of years?
Yeah.
I have these lovely ladies from a senior center in Coral Springs that we mutually support each other. I mean, look, they're here, right? Anything goes down, you know I'm there, right? So this is the sort of thing community is all about. When I found Darshan, I nearly fell on my knees, thinking that I had found my tribe. I had found my tribe. And this community has trained me up, as it's stated in the Bible, trained me up in the way I should go. And go I do. All of us, we have been fed pure, unadulterated, spiritual food for 11 plus years. Weekly teachings, events, gatherings, reaching out to bless us, to love on us. For me, it's only been 2 years. And in order to spiritually survive, I must let go. To hang on, okay. I spent a full week weeping about the physical loss, to come to the understanding and the realization that what I need to hold on to is the expression of commitment and love that has been shown to us by our Darshan guardians. We're going to let our worries tonight fall away like leaves from a tree. Let's take the blessings and the spiritual food that we have been fed tonight. Take it out to the door, okay, when you leave tonight. Let this place go. Joy. She's doing what I'm trying to hold on to. She's letting it go and I'm holding on. Thank you. But we've got to let it go. We've got to take what we've been fed here, bring it to the door, then bring it out to the edges of our world, our personal world. And let's show them. You put the name, whatever them is. Let's show them what we have held on to. The God in us. Thank you.
Wow. Okay, so I feel guilty. Right? I just do. I feel guilty now that I've caused any heartache or the reason for something that you love so much to be ripped away from you. But what I know for sure is that that's kind of what life is about. It's about getting stuff ripped away from you. Every time you think you've got it, you don't. Did you ever read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? It's constantly moving cheese, constantly, right? So what I do know for myself is that any time in my life where I have been shaken to the core of me, it's an evolutionary moment. I wouldn't have come to it if it wasn't for this really big thing happening where I had to let go. I think we have a saying in recovery that it's like sort of, God, take from me with loving force that which I refuse to let go of. And I don't believe that God like takes stuff away from us. I really don't believe that. That's not the God I know. That's not the God I experience. The God I experience takes a lot of things into consideration, and it doesn't really matter how much I pray for something to not happen. It's supposed to happen. It's going to happen. It's not a vending machine. God's not a vending machine where I put money in and I get the candy out. No. It's, for example, we moved a month and a half ago away from South Florida. One of the reasons, besides horses that are involved, I can't take the hurricanes anymore. I just really can't. I can't take them. I can't. My nervous system just really can't. I have PTSD, I have anxiety. It's a mess. It's a perfect storm, no kidding. So we're not in the cone where we are up in Gainesville. No, we're not in the cone. Hello, we still have no power, etc. There was no damage, but it doesn't matter because like my nervous system feels it. And then I'm thinking, this was a big mistake. What happened? I hate it. I hate this. We're going to have to go to France or something. Really? We're going to have to get away from here. But then I think about what's happening in Cedar Key, what's happening in North Carolina. We're setting an intention for Cape Meth and her whole town. Her mom is alone and she can't get to her mom, and it's just really, really bad. The river overflowed and the river went into a different direction now, and she cannot get to her mom. And so you think about like what those folks are going through in Cedar Key, in North Carolina, in Georgia, wherever it is, and I think about, I don't like my house, it's too small. Then we think about the folks who don't have a house. And you say, God, why are you doing all of this to me? And how do I really let go of an expectation? Because I think that's what it is. I think we're expecting everything to be just right, just so. And it isn't. It's just not, that's not life. Life on life's terms is something that we all deal with. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're in recovery, not in recovery, religious, not religious, spiritual, not spiritual, get it, don't get it. Try to see if you could really concentrate and not die. See if that can happen for you. I don't think there's any human that's worked for. Even Jesus, who was, some believe, raised from the dead, right? I mean, that's a real integral dogma in Christianity, is he was raised back to life. But at some point he had to go. At some point he had to leave physically so that we could either believe or not believe in the presence of the Christ consciousness. What's more valuable, the physical of Jesus or the Christ consciousness? I don't know, Dean Laurie, what do you think? I think the Christ consciousness wins hands down. And it's in the same way, this spiritual center. Yes, it's closing. Yes, it's sad. Yes, we have to let go. But this has always been about bringing you to a visitation with the divine. It has always been about that. And now it's time to do that all the time, not just here. And I'm saying that to remind myself, right, Sheikh Shafayat Muhammad? I'm saying this out loud to remind myself. And I'll close with this. It was on the bad boy. You know what I mean? You know, it's a tractor. It's like a tractor mower. It's very butch. It's very intense. And I love it. Okay, I love it. Mowing my 5 acres on the bad boy. Oh, it's just really awesome. It's just so, I can't even tell you. And while I was in there with this intimacy with the land, because when you're on the bad boy, it's a 0-turn lawnmower. But anyway, when you're on it, you're really in the land. You're really intimate with the land. In what?
And the bugs.
And the bugs. And the allergies and the pollen and all that stuff. No. Let's just say I'm really in it with the land. And all of a sudden it dawned on me, what if God had given me in my heart a little bit of burnout to push me so that I could have intimacy with the land and to go back to the indigenous and to go back to the original, which is the land, the creation of all that is, the Garden of Eden. What if God gave me that? What if God gave you the termination? What if God gave you the divorce? What if God gave you the death in order to have you evolve? And that's the letting go part that's so exciting. We're ready for the ritual.
Get ready for the ritual. Sunday. Okay. Thank you. Sister Chris is going to hand out or give you the basket, and you get to choose a leaf. If you must, you can take 2. But just take a leaf. And we're going to symbolically look at the leaf once you do get it. And you're going to get to place whatever it is that you're having a hard time letting go. Everything. Let's give that lady 2. Okay. So whatever it is, like here we are at Darshan, and like, oh my, I just can't let go of the fact that door is going to close and lock, and that's going to be it. It's a hard one. I think I'm beyond that, just a smidge. You would have not known it, but true. But anyway, whatever it is that you're struggling with, let it representatively rest on that leaf. Okay? In fact, even see yourself maybe sitting in a field somewhere, and there's a nice pile of leaves nearby. I remember doing that as a kid, running and jumping in the leaves. Mm-hmm. The smell of it, the sound of it. And the color, the shape, the size. So you take your leaf, think about what it is that you're struggling with to let go. Because there's something better to hang on to. What happens with the leaf is, when it falls to the earth, it decomposes and forms nutrients for the tree to come back again. It has more leaves. So it's a cycle. It's a cycle. So whatever it is that you place on this leaf tonight, in your mind, you're also going to let go of it. If it's in your hand, I'll ask that you take it out of your hand, like maybe place it on a thigh or on the floor, on the chair, okay? You have let go of whatever that is, represented on that leaf, okay? Everybody, you got yours? Joy, you've got yours? Okay. Me too. Me too. And it doesn't have to be anything that's really substantial. It can be just a little annoying thing, like judgment. Preconceived ideas. That's something that I gotta let go. So, symbolically, you have let it go. It's now in your lap, it's near you, it's not in your hand anymore. Okay? Ergo, your issues are no longer there, they're in the leaf. You're gonna take the leaf home with you tonight. Okay? Place it on your altar.
I don't have an altar though.
Well, how about the leaf creating your first one? Right? A leaf can be something, I mean, an altar can be something as simple as an Om sign or a cross or whatever it might be in a specific place. Someplace where your eye will fall on it, that you'll be able to see it and realize, that leaf no longer has a hold on me because I let go of ABC. It's in the leaf and it's there. I let it go. Okay. So take your leaves home with you. You're going to take your leaf home with you? Yeah?
Yes.
I think that's it. Reggie,
I'm sorry, what happened?
you're
I'm
next.
sorry, I was having a sidebar. Sorry.
That's all right. Sidebars are fine.
What's happening?
That's it. Take your leaf home.
Thank you so much.
You're cute.
I'm leaving now.
You're leaving now?
Okay.
No, don't you leave, don't you? We're not maybe we should, okay, she just, okay. We're all gonna leave tonight. And we're all gonna leave it behind. Oh, but you're gonna take your leaves home with you. Okay. The offering, I have the offering. Oh, this is the best part. Okay.
Yes, and please share honestly.
Please share honestly. Okay, so here we are in this beautiful surroundings. Pardon?
My last newsletter.
The last newsletter. Okay. So I'm going to pass the basket along. Understand that there's still rent that has to be paid. Are you nice and cool and comfy? Yeah, that has to be paid for.
Well, and actually,
And the lights,
if I
that's
may
really-
say that all donations have pretty much, except for a few benefactors, have stopped completely. And so just letting you know that. I'm not trying to guilt trip anybody, pressure anybody, just letting you know what's happening. This is honest truth, until November 30th.
So it's always at Darshan, 840 Darshan.
Darshan Center, 840.
Okay, it's in the newsletter. But here's an opportunity for you to support this beautiful center that's going away, but not in our hearts. It's not leafing. Okay. It's gonna be the same thing.
Took my love and I took it down. Climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills where the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Oh, well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you older, children get older, I'm getting older too. Took my love and I took it down. Climbed the mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills where the landslide brought me down. Can the mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older. I'm getting older too. Well, the landslide brought me down, and if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, maybe, well, maybe, well, maybe the landslide will bring you down. It's time for prayers. And right now, I just want you to extend your hands, if you don't mind, in prayer posture for these intentions, for the intentions of all of those who are suffering right now because of the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. For the Darshan family, for the Darshan community, every single member who's here and every member who is not. For the soul of Sheikh Shafayat Muhammad, for the soul of Reverend Bill Williams, for little Izzy's soul, Dr. Donna and Vern, bless them. For PH and family, Ted B, Bob, Bruce, Joy, our dear Joy, Deb, M, Sybil, KFC, Ina, Sarah, Gail, Vandana, Melissa, Subhash, Jeffrey, Ollie, Rabbi Rain, Sean, Paramananda. We ask for a ceasefire. We ask you, God, for a ceasefire for all of those who are suffering right now in the Middle East and all over the Middle East. And bring those hostages home. And everyone who is suffering in this moment of time, we ask for your grace, your mercy, for your Rahman and your Rahim. In all your names we pray. Aho, Amen, Ashe, blessed be. Om Shanti, 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 Shanti. Thank you for those prayers. And again, we know that God is not like a vending machine. And we know that God is not a magician, and God is not Santa. Santa. Oh, there is a Santa, but it isn't God. And we also know that God always carries us through. May not be the outcome we want, but carries us through. Okay, last announcement is the next and final last service, Sacred Celebration of Spirit, October 27th, Saints and Sages. Get dressed, get ready, set your clocks, and come dressed as your favorite saint, sage, ascended master, spirit guide, angel, whatever you want, whoever you'd like to honor. I'm thinking about, I was gonna do St. Joseph because he got us the house, but I don't know, I'm not sure yet. You know what you're gonna be? You all know? You know? You don't know yet? How many of you know? How many of you are going to come? There's going to be a nice reception afterwards. Lower your expectations. Finances are a little tight, but we're going to do the best we can with reception. And we're going to have a great sending off. And there'll be an opportunity for you to take some souvenirs and takeaways, things from Darshan Center that, or Healing Space that you might like, that are available, that Sister Chris will whip you if you take something that's nice.
Announcement number 2, the next day, because that's a Sunday, on the Monday at 9 o'clock in the morning, the moving truck is going to be here. I'll put an announcement on the website. Anyone that can come and you contact me, let me know if you can. You can carry a small box, you can carry a something, a chip, whatever it might be, so that this place can be cleared out, and then I can do a walkthrough in a few days with the owner. Yeah.
The evil one. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Oh my God. Dean Laura, do you want to say a last word? Anything you want. You got 2 minutes. Go.
Well, then I'll do a shameless plug. How about that? The next full moon gathering for LMC Interfaith Ministries will be Wednesday, October 16th, out on Lauderdale by the Sea. And I just want to say, Val, thank you so much for reminding us of the importance of letting go, but not just letting go, but moving into a place where we absorb what we've learned and we live what we learn. And we go out there and we walk the talk, because we are essential. We are essential messengers of love and kindness and compassion in this world. So we heard the words here, and now it's time to live the words in the world. Thank you, Darshan Center.
Sister Chris, why don't you do the closing prayer?
Oh, blessed one. Our hearts are full of love, are full of gratitude, are full of faith, and full of wonder at all of the things that go into our soul's evolution, and the knowing that we are ever supported by your grace. We're in gratitude for all of the love and all of the inspiration that's been shared here, all of the sacred rituals that have been shared here, all of the kinship, all of the caring and compassion that's been shared here. And we know that everything that's been shared here is eternal, and that we are always supported by the love of each other, and that we are always supported by the awareness that we are connected forever, whether we see each other again or not, that we are connected, and that we are all connected to the Divine One. And so we are grateful. And so we leave tonight with hearts full of gratitude and full of wonder and full of love. And we are eternally grateful. And so together we say, Amen, Amin, Ashe, Aho. Blessed be, and so it is. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Shanti. Now, everybody knows this song. So you're going to stand up, and you're going to sing it. You're going to sing it loud, sing it proud. It's a James Taylor number, and I do believe that this was suggested by Lauren Credette. I think so. You can play the game, you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. Tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? One thing will lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother and sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. Oh, this is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone. Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel. It's always getting the grease. Come on now. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Come on, say it again. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. And this is the time when you can just like look at each other and go, I love you so much. I really do. I really love you. I love you. I love you then. I love you now. I love you into the future. Forever and ever. Hey. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. I said now, shower the people you love with love. Come on now. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Come on. Shower the people you love with love. The people now. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Love you all. See you October 27th. Don't forget. See you then. If you need ideas,
I was afraid to
Where you live?
Oh, did you want to shut it down? You want to say goodbye?
Bye.
Oh my God. I mean, there are some people.